With Kai Havertz being the latest so-called reject to move from Chelsea to Arsenal, there is now a fairly long list of players who were let go by Chelsea and then picked up by Arsenal. And in this video, we will take a look at 6 of those Chelsea rejects who left and joined Arsenal. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel before we get started. Number 6. Willian. Willian spent 7 successful years at Stamford Bridge between 2013 and 2020, making 234 appearances for the club. He won 2 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cup, 1 League Cup and 1 Europa League. He left the club in August 2020 despite an impressive 20 goal involvements in that season, as Chelsea clearly saw that with his age he would be hitting a decline soon and wanted to bring through younger players. Arsenal, however, did not have the same concerns and signed him up on a 3-year contract, and if that wasn't bad enough, also gave him a weekly wage of £220,000. He got 2 assists on his debut versus Fulham, but things only went downhill from there and he only scored 1 goal all season and left the club after that. Willian would later come out and describe his time at Arsenal as the worst time that he had lived as a professional. He is now back in the Prem with Fulham and, funnily enough, doing well again. Number 5. Georginio. Georginio arrived in England for a fee of £57 million from Napoli, and he quickly became a staple member of the Blue squad under Sarri. The midfielder went on to make 143 appearances for Chelsea, scoring 21 times and captaining the club at times throughout his 5 years at Stamford Bridge. The 20/21 season was the best of his career as he won the Champions League with Chelsea, the Euros with Italy and won the UEFA Men's Player of the Year. But last season under Potter, he was out of favour and, just like Willian, showing signs of decline. But of course, that didn't stop Arsenal from spending £12 million on him in January, when he only had 6 months left on his contract. Clearly, Arsenal saw him as an experienced signing that could help them push past the finishing line in the title race. But as we all know now, he wasn't able to help the club, as Man City ran away with the title at the end. Rumours are that Sarri wants to reunite with Georginio at Lazio, but the Italian is determined to fight for his place at Arsenal. Number 4. Petr Cech. Whilst at Chelsea, Cech was one of the best keepers in the world and could easily be seen as the best goalkeeper in the Premier League era. During his 11-year stay at the club, he won the league 4 times as well as the Champions League among several other honours. But after the emergence of the younger keeper in Courtois, Cech lost his place at Chelsea and was swiftly moved on to Arsenal, who paid £10 million for him. And he was quickly dubbed Agent Cech by Chelsea fans as he made a string of errors in his first season at the club despite winning the Golden Glove. When Emery arrived at the Emirates, he wanted a ball-playing goalkeeper, but Cech was old school and came from an era of hoofing the ball as hard and as far as possible when it came anywhere near his goal. And credit to him as he did give it a go, but ultimately made some hilarious errors, including nearly passing the ball into his own goal. Ironically, the final game of his career came in the Europa League final versus his old club Chelsea, where he lost 4-1. Number 3. David Luiz. There probably isn't an ex-Chelsea player who came to Arsenal that Arsenal fans hate more than David Luiz. Or maybe not, to be honest it's hard to keep up at this point. But anyways, David Luiz has throughout his career been a suspect defender at the best of times. His 2 spells at Chelsea were relatively successful as he won several honours but was criticised for his constant lapse in concentration as well as reckless tackles. But Arsenal still decided to pay £8 million for him in August of 2019, and lo and behold, the lapse in concentration and reckless fouls continued. Against Man City on the 17th of June 2020, he came off the bench, made an error leading to City's first goal, conceded a penalty and was sent off. In his first season alone, he conceded 5 penalties, which was a Premier League record, and things didn't get much better in his second season. He was let go by the club at the end of his second season, and Arsenal fans could finally breathe a sigh of relief. Number 2. Lassana Diarra. Younger fans may not be too familiar with Lassana Diarra, but he was at Chelsea between 2005 and 2007. He was only 20 years old at the time, and barely saw any first-team action during his 2-year stay at the club. At the end of his second season at the club, Chelsea had no intentions of extending his contract, and with only a year left on his deal, wanted to sell him quick before he could leave on a free transfer the following season. But they should have never worried because of course Arsenal came in and bought him for an undisclosed fee, and Diarra's fortunes didn't change much at Arsenal, as he once again saw very little first team action and was sold just 5 months later to Portsmouth. Number 1. William Gallas. Now for the Judas of all Judases, William Gallas actually played for Chelsea, Arsenal and Tottenham. He was first at Chelsea and was used as part of the deal to bring Ashley Cole to the club. According to the Chelsea hierarchy, Gallas threatened to score own goals if he wasn't allowed to leave the club, so they had no choice but to let him go. Alarm bells should have started ringing from the get-go when William Gallas, a centre-back, decided to take the number 10 shirt at Arsenal, which was previously worn by Dennis Bergkamp. And strangely enough, he was made club captain very quickly into a spell at Arsenal, which was full of ups and downs. On the one hand, he was a very talented player who also scored many big game goals for the club. But then he was also known to lose his head very quickly, and this includes when he threw a tantrum on the pitch after Arsenal conceded a last-minute penalty at Birmingham City back in 2008. After 4 seasons at Arsenal, he left the club to join rivals Tottenham. And that was it for the 6 Chelsea rejects who joined Arsenal. Comment down below the next Chelsea reject you think Arsenal will sign, and as always, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel.